Should we react to our own video? We just dropped a video today. Live with Akshay. I don't know what you mean.
Let's start off with very beginning. 2020 April, my 12th standard.
Who's this guy?
I wrote my last exam around April or May of 2020. That's when lockdown started. And I wrote my exam. I had one exam left. The exam was around February.
Who's this guy, huh?
And I wrote my exam, and there was an exam which was postponed because the lockdown was ongoing, and we wrote the exam like few months later. And by May of 2020, I was completely unemployed, and now I'm not a student anymore. I'm unemployed, and this is where everything started. As everyone on the inside, there's nothing much to do. Years went by really fast. From May till September of that year, I just completely wasted it. Was playing games with my friends all day.
This
all
guy.
night.
This guy
I
is
used
good.
to wake up at 1, 2.
This guy is
3
good.
in the
Subscribe to
afternoon,
him.
Eat, play until 2, 3, 4 in the morning.
Oh,
then
damn.
sleep again. Wake up 1 p.m.
That's a
2
bad
p.m.,
habit,
3 p.m.,
mister.
Play, sleep. I was becoming fat.
Ah,
I put my
ew,
picture
what
up
the?
here. This was the
Oh my
highest I
god,
had
look at
in my
me,
weight.
look at my tummy.
I had a tummy out. I was really gaining weight, and my acne was so bad
Yep,
because of
really
all the
bad.
binge eating. Yep, things were getting very out of control.
Very
2020 September or October.
Stupid.
Around that period, I started working. The lockdowns had been lifted, I guess, by then. I don't exactly remember the year. Was it 2021 or 2020? But yeah, around
Yeah, me
September
neither.
or October, I started working.
Okay.
I got a
Okay.
sales job, doing good. The pay was not a lot, around $120 a month.
Oh my
Which is
god.
not quite a lot. So
Bro is
after
broke.
that, I left the job. I left the job at March 1st. My birthday was coming up
Actually,
March
it's not
7th.
at match, it's
I-
in
I
match
just
or
said,
on match.
F it.
Or during match.
I'll try something else. So March of 2021, nothing going great. I used to live by industrial area, so every single day I used to wake up and go search
This
for
guy's
jobs,
good.
stand outside factories.
He's got some
for the
potential.
longest time, from like 7, 8 in the morning till like 11.
Damn,
12 in
bro,
the
it's so
noon,
weird watching
so that
myself.
if any employee sees me, in hopes of someone seeing me and hiring me. So I used to stand there from 7, 8 in the morning
Chat, do you guys know?
with
Chat, do you guys know when when you listen back to your voice, it kind of feels awkward. But now that I'm editing my own videos, I'm doing all these things, and I'm putting myself out there, it doesn't feel weird anymore hearing myself. Before, it was really weird. Like everyone feels the same way. Even who has a godly voice, they'd feel their voice is ugly when they hear back to the recordings, their voice notes. But now that I'm putting myself out there and I have listened to myself for so long with editing videos that it doesn't feel weird anymore. I don't know why.
my resume, my marks card, my documents in front of like few other factories
Yep.
in the same area
Broke boy.
for a longest time. Then fast forward a while, I got a job in
Yep.
a few weeks. The first one was a factory which makes wires for automotive.
This is super hard, by the
basically,
way.
not wires. Cables for bikes, cars.
My
the
whole
brake
body
wires,
used to
the push
hurt
wires and
doing this
etc.
job.
Those things. So yeah, I worked there for a few months. It was so tiring and so hectic. I had back pain, leg pain, my hands were paining literally every single day.
Yep.
It was the worst phase of my life, trust me. Fast forward again, I quit the job because it was way too much.
Yep.
Then I joined another factory, which it took me another few weeks to find.
Chat, and I forgot to mention, I did drop or I put it on the title, but I forgot to add it here in the video. So after 12th, people usually do universities. That's like the usual thing. So I didn't do it. So, and I did go to another uni, but I didn't continue that too. So yeah, I forgot to add that here. I should have added it. Should I comment on it? I think I should.
find the job, and that one was even harder. That job was pairing up few
Damn.
metal things, for certain mechanical parts. Let's say, for example, there's a big machine.
This
They
one
used
was
to
a hell of a
make
job,
smaller
by the
units
way.
of those, and we used to hand pack them and send it. That was a really, really hard job because my hands were literally working every single second when I was there. Within a day, my whole body had given up on me. I
Yep.
was still 18 at the moment. I was calling quits at that moment.
Yes.
That job, I quit it in the next day because even the salary was not good. It was
Yep.
nothing, like maybe $150 or something a month. So I called it a quit there too. Now what?
I still have a picture of that factory. It was hell on earth. I couldn't I couldn't even imagine that thing again going there. So hot. It used to get so hot in there, and it was a summer too. And I had to move so many, heavy items around and stand, like sit on the ground, not sit on a table or something. Sit on the ground, wait, get up, get the things, come back, sit down. My back was hurting so much. All of this does kind of sound, quote unquote, too much, but bluffed up, but it was really hard. You guys haven't seen factories and everything. It's really hard, even to till this days. And especially countries like these, like third world countries where manufacturing is a big industry and you don't get paid a lot because there's a lot of human source. Yep, very tough days. I still remember those days. I remember I used to stand in front of factories, people walking by me, looking at me like, what is this kid doing here? And I used to stand there with my resume and documents, hoping someone who hires passes by and looks at me. And sometimes there used to be a few more kids like me. Everyone like 18, 19, 20, all coming there, hoping to get a job. Tough times.
Next, an opportunity came by to join a big online marketplace warehouse. You all know, yeah, that one. So I joined
This was
there, and
another hell on
trust
earth.
me, it was hell on earth there because that warehouse was
I wish I could show you guys the photos. I have few. If you stand on one side of the warehouse and look the other direction, you literally can't see the ending. You genuinely can't see the ending of the warehouse. It was that big, that huge, sideways as well as length. It was so huge. You could easily the higher, the higher position staff and everyone. They don't even walk in that. They have tiny, tiny factory vehicles. What are they called? Like tiny, like the golf carts. Yeah, basically something like that. They used to go on that. It was that big. And yeah, it's like you have to scan items when order comes in. There's batches, and you have to scan items and pick it up from bins. So let's say you pick up from bin A, and if you see the next item, and it might be in bin X or Y. So you have to walk from A B C D F G H I J K L M N O P Q R X T U V Z till there. It wasn't A B C D. I'm just giving you guys a reference. So you just had to walk so far, and it's at least a mile or 1.5 kilometers, like this way and this way. So one trip that way, you're cooked. One trip this way, you're cooked. Yep. And not, it wasn't even one level. There were like three or four levels of the thing, 3 or 4 floors. I still think about those days. I used to come back home Around if I leave there 4:30, 4:15, I used to come by like 5 in the morning, 5:45 to 45, 5:45, and wake up at around 11 in the afternoon, 11, 12, and things don't even feel real. Nowadays, I'm kind of used to it waking up like noon, but back then, I used to wake up in the mornings, and suddenly waking up in the afternoons or sometimes even late afternoons was so, different. My head used to hurt a lot, and things were way too much at that point. But do I regret doing any of those? No. Everything brings experiences, good or bad, lessons are learned the hard way. Everyone doesn't have, easy life, so yeah.
So big, so big. I had to walk like literally 20, 30 kilometers a day, a single day in a single shift. I used to walk that far.
20, 30 kilometers is very optimistic. Like, let's say you pick 30 items from one one direction to another direction. It's already 30 kilometers. So it's usually not like every time you have to go a kilometer apart. It used to be random, but yeah, sometimes it gets long. So if you calculate all those, yes, average
Circling
out 25,
around
30
the
kilometers.
warehouse, picking up orders, placing them in the carts, pushing it, going, dumping it, coming back, picking up orders.
There were a lot of people who just sit around, and so it was so big that people used to just a lot of people used to waste time, but I was not one of those people. I work in full honesty. If I'm getting paid, I will work, and I didn't try to escape work or go to bathrooms and sit there for hours or anything. I used to work in all honesty, because that's what you gotta do, because companies are also betting on you. So yeah.
Going back, pushing it. I did that for almost 6 7 months. I don't even know. Yeah, around 6 7 months I did that. And the crazy part was it was a night shift. So I used to clock in at evening 7 p.m. Then I used to work till morning 4:30. Then I used to ride back home in the darkness. There's nothing, there's no proper roads. I used to ride back in darkness, and it was really scary for me because I was not afraid of ghosts or anything. I was afraid of some animals or someone jumping me. Really tough times. I was just 19 during all this, and I was super, super, super tired, and I had to call it a
Yep.
quit after 7 8 months of walking,
This is way
of
too much,
losing my
actually.
entire body weight. I was down to like 55 kilos or something.
Oh my god.
My whole ribs were
Look at the
visible
skinny
and
air.
everything, so I had to quit. Fast forward, I quit 6 7 months in. I just quit, and then my friend came up with an idea to start a YouTube and production house kind of thing. So we used to
Yes.
make short movies, etc. So he was really passionate about making movies. So he wanted to make movies, and I knew how to do video editing and as well as handle cameras and everything. He also was a
I
bit
learned all
well
this by
settled,
just
so I got to get my
looking
hands
and
on
doing.
gimbals, cameras, mic equipments, a lot of things. And I also went to a lot of production houses as well during that
Yes.
period. So it was quite a good experience, but this was not making money. We continued this
Yep.
for a few while.
Definitely.
Then this was not making any money, and the pressure was also building up.
You all think I'm on YouTube like right now for like 1 2 years, but no. I started YouTube when I was in my 8th grade. When I was like 12, 13, 14. I used to do that from back in the day. And we didn't have a lot of resources. We didn't have Wi-Fi during that period, so we had to rely on mobile networks, which were very limited. You used to get 1 GB for an entire month. 1 GB, 2 GB for an entire month. That kind of scarcity of internet. And we used to upload in that. if you want to download a game, let's say Talking Tom was really famous back in the day. So if you had to download that one game, you had to recharge a full whole pack of few dollars, few rupees. Then only you could download one single game and play it. So that's how scarce the internet was before, like, the big players changed everything for the good.
I'm almost 20 during all this. 19 to 20, I was just transitioning. So things were starting to really pile up, and we didn't have a proper plan, which led to us just holding it for a while. We
Yep.
made a couple of short movies during that period. I do not want to show you all. It's really embarrassing.
It's super
and
cringe. I can show you all
cringy.
right now if
So
you want
let's
to,
skip
but it's
that.
super cringe.
And we just had to call it a quit right there. Now, after this, now what? Then we thought
Now
of
what?
starting everything. The whole world was starting at this
Hey,
point.
what's up?
Everything
What's in
was
chat?
going back to normal, and we saw an opportunity to open an online kitchen. A
Yes.
delivery only kitchen for people from US.
Like
You might
DoorDash.
know DoorDash, which delivers food to your place. And in here, there's quite a lot of other apps which do the same.
Yes.
So we thought of making an online kitchen and just making food and delivering it to people. So that was
I don't
the
know
idea
how,
right
but
now.
I learned
So
how
this
to
was
make fried
January
chicken
of
and everything.
2022, if I'm not wrong.
Fried
We had
chicken
everything
strips,
set up,
chicken
the document
popcorn,
set up. Boom! I moved out of my house for the first time
chicken burger,
in my life.
chicken
We are
sandwich,
staying away from
crispy
our houses. I was
sandwich.
staying with my friend and his brother. So things were really serious this time because money was on the line. We had invested a lot of the money in that.
Yes.
So we had to make it work somehow. 3 months go by, no orders coming in, nothing, zero money earned. A lot of money wasted in rent, food supplies, etc. We were really feeling down. Then during March of that year, things started to pick up. We were starting to get a bit of money
Yes.
at that point. So we thought of not just holding it here, and we thought of getting a bigger commercial building and hiring employees as well, and hiring chefs and etc. and making this a big thing. By
Yes.
now, 7-8 months have passed by. We get
Chat, fun fact about this video. I actually wanted to make another video, and I was giving us such a big backstory that I thought this alone could be a video in itself. The initial idea of the video was how I isolate myself for last 2 years. That was actually the whole topic of the video. So I started with going back in the day, how it all started, and I was like, this is gonna be way too long, and I think this in itself can be a video, and let's make the next one the part 2.
get a new place during that period, and we shift there again. We do the same thing for a while. We hired 2 people and we did the same online thing for a while. After a
Yes.
while, we knew the place had a lot of potential because it was really huge, and
Yep,
we thought,
really
why
huge.
not
For
convert
cheap
this
rent.
into fine dine? We had to make this work at this point. Fast forward few months, 3
It was
4
an old
months,
building, so
we
the rent was
ourselves
kind of
renovate
cheap.
the place, bring in everything,
The
complete
location was also
roof,
prime.
etc.,
There's a lot of
put in
restaurants.
lights and everything. Literally A to Z, we did it. All of this was catching up, and we were super tired every day. We were working till like 3 in the morning,
Yes.
and then it finally completed.
Reacting to his own videos,
Boom,
bro. Really,
after a
a
few
lot of
weeks,
ideas,
after a few
man.
months, everything going
Crazy,
good.
bro.
The
Crazy.
business is
Yes.
starting to pick up a bit, and it's been more than a year since we have started all of this.
Isn't that
And we're at a
crazy?
stage where
Damn,
we are
reacting
having
to my
parties
videos.
and customers come in every day, and
Testa, what's
I was
up, by
getting
the way,
really,
bro?
really tired because
You
I
are
was
getting
looking after
irregular
literally everything,
these
like,
days.
day to day, literally everything. So I
That
was getting
guy
really,
from
really
Croatia.
tired at this point.
Irregular.
And as you all know, I had a really big accident.
He
back
annoying you again with
my
Fortnite.
my knee went this way.
Play
It was
with
usually
him.
supposed to
Bro,
go this way. My knee
Fortnite
went
is
this
like
way.
brain rot.
So I can't
I
stand for long.
play only
Even
when I
now,
feel like.
I've been standing for 16 minutes.
Cannot force
and
myself
my
to
legs
play
are already
Fortnite.
paining. So all of this was catching up, and I had to call it a quit there. After
Drop your
more than 2 years
video
spent there, and a lot of
suggestions
knowledge gained
to react
about the
to,
business and
guys.
etc.
Come on.
Now,
If you guys
my
have any
physical
video suggestions,
conditions
drop it
were
in the
holding
chat.
me back.
Testa, you too.
So I had to call it a quit. May of 2023, by the end of May 31st, I was back home.
Kanye reference.
And that's when the isolation started. Thanks for watching this video. Next video is gonna be how isolation almost ruined my life. Hope to see you all great. Like, share, subscribe.
No, 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 highs and lows. Look at this. They're commenting the me reacting to me.